All right. If you prefer going out at nighttime and doing some or evening runs, right? That's what you could be doing. All right. Or evening bicycling. And in the morning time, there's this meditation going on. For the women, I feel that you guys need to tap in a little bit more into your sacral chakra. All right. That's right there in the lower area. This particular card here, she's about, sexuality, sensuality. So that's why I said, women check into their sacral chakra and get that aligned, because some might be off. All right. And there could be this issue of not wanting to have sex at the moment. All right. Just make sure that your chakras are in line. All right.
Now, you keep your dream
Right there with you. So I'll start off with this part of the spiritual part. Like, we speak about spiritual awakening, and I've talked about it before, how we do need to remember that once you have awakened to your spiritual awakening, that you just walked into a door. People think that your spiritual awakening is going to be something comfortable and smooth, and all of a sudden you got all these profound epiphanies. Nah, you're gonna feel lonely. You're gonna think the world is against you. It's gonna be very disturbing. You're not going to understand its transformation. And I always use the example of the butterfly that's cracking through the chrysalis. Little do you know, by the time you see it on that flower or on your shoulder somewhere on your yard on a pretty spring or summer day, it had to flap its wings for its dear life. And if it did not crack through that chrysalis, it would die inside of it. Now let's go ahead and let's transform that into what we're speaking about. We're speaking about the transformation of a person growing and evolving within themselves. You can die inside of yourself 1,000 times over if you do not take the time to chase your purpose. Now, see, that's why the spiritual awakening, that point is much more pivotal than anything you've been through before it or anything that's going to happen after it, because it's a direct indication of how the afterlife works.
Mm.
A lot of people don't recognize, like, if we really get deep into it, right? Now, we're just going to stay surface level for right now. So, like, this rabbit hole called the afterlife, it's not just you go and then you're judged and it's up or down. No, it's a series of steps and walks that you go through. And that's exactly what your spiritual awakening is like in your physical vessel. There are multiple levels to actually reaching that state in which it is we feel is our peak. But the illusion of it all, there is no peak. There is none. And only those who are able to recognize and tap in and have that third eye open are those who are able to see that that is not what you will ever be able to reach. Thus, no man, no woman is ever to be perfect, but you are always to be so perfect in your imperfections. Right. So when we talk about the spiritual connection of it, the main thing is that a lot of people are not directly connected to themselves. A lot of people, again, they try to look for everything that's supposed to be them from the exterior. And like I always say to land it on this part, solitude for the wise ones is considered to be opportunity. That same solitude for the fool is considered to be torture,
Mm.
right? So let's now move on to the dreams. I do believe that dreams, from what I'm able to decipher so far in my studies, dreams are when we are given certain codes of the afterlife. That's why we call it astral planning. When you actually dream, I do believe that at that point you are not alive. That whole like witch riding your back and all these other sayings we got from back in the day. No, that's your soul trying to reach back into the physical vessel. Now, the thing I speak about with dreams is the inception part of it. To make it short and sweet and land it right, and open up the floor again. And I appreciate you, beloved. Um, always, always. So dreams are when we are able to tap in, as the brother Pierce said, the influx, right? The flooding of the fifth realm, right? Because we are four-dimensional beings living in the third dimensional realm, trying to get our way back to the fifth dimension and beyond. And so now we are given these moments where we can get a code. So why do you think, to land it, there are reasons why you know you had a dream, but you can't remember or explain that dream because you were able to tap in and see things that aren't supposed to come back here. And you know something, even things that we are able to say and come back here, we got to be very, very careful because it's a very, very discreet and very, very designated motion of that code in which you are supposed to crack. It's not always exactly what you think it to be. You can be walking in the flower field whole time. That can mean something completely polar opposite. And so I believe that dreams are when we tap in and we are able to see codes. We are able to see messages. We are able to see worlds and realms and entities that we are not supposed to be able to quite explain. And I believe that's why our loving creator has made it so it's always so confusing for us. It's supposed to be because no man is supposed to have all the answers. That's why we have these discussions to go ahead and click minds together. I digress. My mic is muted. Rock out, beloved.
Hey,
Awesome.
that was well said. And
Yes.
Man's got
I,
bars.